Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the English Adventure Stories. Today we're going to talk about something incredibly important: how to not give up when learning English. This is a topic that's very close to my heart because I know how frustrating it can be when you feel like you're not making progress, when you feel stuck, or when English just seems too difficult. Maybe you've had those moments where you think, "I'll never be able to speak English fluently," or "this is too hard for me." Well, I want you to know that every single English learner goes through these feelings. Even me when I was learning. The difference between people who become fluent and people who give up isn't talent or intelligence. It's persistence. So today, we're going to have a long, honest conversation about why we feel like giving up, and more importantly, what we can do to keep going even when it's tough. This is going to be a deep dive into motivation, mindset, and practical strategies to help you stay on track with your English learning journey. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's get started. First, let's talk about why we feel like giving up in the first place. Understanding this is so important because when we know why we feel a certain way, we can start to find solutions. One of the biggest reasons people want to quit learning English is what we call the intermediate plateau. This is when you've been studying for a while, you know some basics, you can have simple conversations, but then you feel like you're not improving anymore. It's like you're running in place, working hard but not moving forward. This is completely normal. In fact, it happens to every language learner. At the beginning, progress feels fast. You learn new words every day, you start understanding simple sentences, it's exciting. But then you reach this middle stage where progress slows down, and that's when many people get discouraged and quit. What's important to understand is that this plateau isn't a sign that you're failing. It's actually a sign that you're progressing. Your brain is consolidating all the information you've learned, getting ready for the next leap forward. The key is to push through this phase, because on the other side is real fluency. Another reason people want to give up is because they compare themselves to others. Maybe you see someone who seems to be learning faster than you, or you watch movies and feel like you'll never understand English that well. This comparison game is so dangerous because everyone's language learning journey is different. Maybe that person who seems fluent has been studying longer than you, or maybe their native language is more similar to English, or maybe they have more opportunities to practice. There are so many factors that affect how quickly someone learns, and comparing yourself to others only makes you feel worse about your own progress. Instead, try comparing yourself to yourself. Look back at where you were a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. I guarantee you'll see progress that you might be missing when you're only looking at how far you have left to go. Fear of making mistakes is another huge obstacle that makes people want to quit. Many learners are so afraid of saying something wrong that they avoid speaking altogether. But here's the truth. Mistakes are how we learn. Think about babies learning to talk. They make mistakes all the time, but they just keep trying. No one expects you to speak perfectly, especially not when you're learning. Every time you make a mistake and someone corrects you, or every time you realize you said something wrong, that's actually helping your brain remember the right way for next time. So instead of being afraid of mistakes, try to see them as helpful stepping stones on your path to fluency. The more you speak, even imperfectly, the fewer mistakes you'll make over time. Now that we've talked about why we feel like giving up, let's focus on what we can do to stay motivated and keep going. The first and most important strategy is to remember your why. Why are you learning English in the first place? Is it to get a better job? To travel? To connect with friends or family who speak English? To enjoy movies and books in their original language? Whatever your reason is, write it down and keep it somewhere you can see it every day. On days when you feel like quitting, go back to your why. That deeper purpose will help you push through the tough moments. I'll give you an example from my own life. When I was learning Spanish, there were many times I wanted to quit because it felt too hard. But my why was that I wanted to communicate with my grandmother who only spoke Spanish. Remembering that kept me going even when I felt discouraged. Another powerful strategy is to set small, achievable goals instead of only focusing on the big, distant goal of fluency. Become fluent in English is a great long-term goal, but it's so big that it can feel overwhelming. Instead, set smaller goals that you can achieve week by week. For example, this week I'll learn 10 new words about food, or this week I'll have a 5-minute conversation in English. When you achieve these small goals, celebrate them. That feeling of accomplishment will motivate you to keep going. Over time, all these small wins add up to big progress. Think of it like building a house. You don't try to build the whole thing at once. You lay one brick at a time, and eventually you have a complete house. Creating a consistent routine is also crucial for not giving up. Many learners study in bursts. They'll study intensely for a few days, then stop for weeks, then start again. This is actually the least effective way to learn. Our brains retain information better when we learn in small, frequent doses. Even just 15 to 20 minutes of English every day is better than 5 hours once a week. Find ways to make English part of your daily life. Listen to a podcast while you commute, write a few sentences in a journal before bed, label objects around your house with their English names. The more English becomes a natural part of your day, the easier it will be to stick with it long term. Finding ways to make learning enjoyable is another key to not giving up. If studying English feels like a chore, of course you'll want to quit. But if you find ways to make it fun and interesting, you'll be much more likely to continue. Think about what you enjoy in your native language. Maybe it's music, movies, sports, cooking, and bring that into your English learning. If you love music, learn English through songs. If you're into sports, read articles or watch games in English. Already love, it stops feeling like study and starts feeling like something you want to do. I have a student who loves baking, so she started watching cooking shows in English and following English language baking blogs. Now she looks forward to her English practice because it's connected to her passion. Building a support system can also help you stay motivated. Learning English doesn't have to be a lonely journey. Find other people who are learning too. Maybe join a study group or an online community. Having people who understand what you're going through makes the challenges easier to handle. You can share tips, encourage each other, and celebrate progress together. If possible, find a language exchange partner, someone who's learning your native language while you learn English. Teaching someone else your language can actually help you understand English better too. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Every English speaker was once a learner too, and most people are happy to help if you have questions. It's also important to be kind to yourself when you're struggling. Learning a language is hard work. There will be good days and bad days. On the bad days, instead of being hard on yourself, try to be as kind as you would be to a friend who is learning. Would you tell a friend, "You're terrible at this, you should just quit"? Of course not. You'd say, "It's okay, everyone has tough days. Keep going, you'll get there." Give yourself that same encouragement. Remember that every minute you spend with English, even if it feels like you're not making progress, is helping your brain absorb the language in ways you might not even notice yet. Another great strategy is to track your progress in concrete ways. When you're in the middle of learning, it's easy to forget how far you've come. Keep a journal where you write in English, even just a few sentences each day. After a few months, go back and read your early entries. You'll be amazed at how much you've improved. Record yourself speaking occasionally, then listen back months later. Save articles or videos that were too hard for you before, then try them again after some time. These tangible signs of progress can be incredibly motivating when you're feeling stuck. Try to change your mindset about challenges. Instead of thinking, "This is too hard, I'll never get it," try thinking, "This is challenging right now, but with practice I'll improve." The words we use in our minds make a big difference in how we feel. When you encounter something difficult in English, Instead of seeing it as a reason to quit, see it as a puzzle to solve. Get curious about why it's hard and how you can understand it better. This growth mindset, the belief that you can improve with effort, is one of the most powerful tools for language learners. Don't forget to reward yourself for your efforts. Learning English is a big achievement, and you deserve to celebrate your hard work. Set up a reward system for yourself. Maybe after completing a week of consistent study, treat yourself to something nice. It doesn't have to be big, maybe your favorite coffee, or an episode of a show you love, in English of course. These small rewards help your brain associate English study with positive feelings, which makes you more likely to stick with it. Finally, remember that learning English isn't an all-or-nothing game. Even if you have to take a break for a while because of life circumstances, that doesn't mean you've failed or have to start over. English will still be there when you're ready to come back. And all the time you've already put in hasn't disappeared. Your brain retains more than you think. The important thing is to keep coming back. Keep trying. Keep moving forward bit by bit. To wrap up, feeling like giving up is a normal part of learning English, but there are so many strategies to help you stay motivated. Remember your deeper reasons for learning. Set small, achievable goals, create a consistent routine, make learning enjoyable, build a support system, be kind to yourself, track your progress, adopt a growth mindset, reward your efforts, and know that it's okay to take breaks sometimes. Most importantly, remember that every English speaker you admire was once a beginner too. They didn't have some special talent. They just kept going even when it was hard. And that's exactly what you can do too. Thanks for joining me for this important conversation today. I believe in you, and I can't wait to hear about your English learning journey. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next episode of the English Adventure Stories.